Welcome to Programming and Problem Solving using Python. This is Rishikesh. In this session, we are starting our third unit, that is functions and modules. So first we will see what is functions and then we will move towards the modules. In this session, let us try to understand what is function. So what is function? Why do we need functions? What is function definition? And then what is function call? So these are the some topics that we'll be covering in this session. First, I would like to show the function definition. And from the function definition and function call, you will simply understand what is function and why do we need function. Okay, so let us move towards the code. So here is our function. Okay, let us focus on the definition. That is how we can define our function. That is the syntax part. So we use def keyword, then our function name, whatever the function name, it is common practice to use function name which describes whatever the task it is going to perform. So my function is just simply printing some messages. So I have given a name, that is print message, then these parentheses and then colon. After colon, we have a block of code which is indented, and this block of code will be executed. So I have defined my block of code for this particular function here. Inside that block, I have couple of print functions. So print is also a function, but it is a inbuilt function. For printing any message on screen, we don't write any particular code. We simply call that function. Whatever the output that we want to display on our screen, that print function performs some operations in the background and then it simply prints out the output on our screen. So this is function call. We are calling print function to print messages, and this is function definition. Here we are defining what this function will do. So now we have defined our function, and then we can call our own function like we call print function or any other function. So far we have seen print function, then len function, list function, dict function, str function. So many functions we have seen so far. Those all functions are inbuilt functions. We don't write code for those functions. We simply call them out and they do whatever the task for that they are defined. Now our print message function will print out these lines. We'll simply go through these lines and will print line by line whenever we call that function. So let us say if I have to print these lines 5 times in my program on different places, so then if I don't use any function, then I have to write these all 5 lines, 4 lines 5 times. Okay, but now we have defined our own function so that we can call out that function whenever we need, and this function will print out all these 4 lines for us. Okay, so this is function definition and this is function call. Let us save this program and run this. So we are printing our 4 lines. If I want to print something here, and after this line I again want to print all these lines, how I can do that? I can simply call print message function, and then print message function will print those lines for me. Okay, so first print message function and then again this print message function. So now I think you have a little bit of idea what function does actually and the need of function. So now let us understand the definition. So what is the definition for function? So function is a block of instructions that performs a specific and well-defined task. In our case, the task of function was to print those 4 lines, and this task can be repeatedly called by other programming instructions. So whenever we need to print those 4 lines, we call out that function. Now, what is the need of function? So for printing those four lines, now we are not repeating ourselves. So in programming, there is a principle that says, please don't repeat yourself. Don't repeat yourself. There is no need to write code again and again that performs the same operation. So if our set of instructions is performing the same operation, then we can combine those set of instructions inside a function, and then calling that particular function will help us to not repeat ourselves. So then we'll be following our drive principle. So we saw what is function definition and how we can call our function. All the logical related statements can be grouped together in as a single entity, and we can use them whenever we need in our program. Then we avoid our repetition also, and our code becomes smaller. So if our code is modular, that is divided into block of codes, then we can simply debug that also. So if we got any problem, then we can debug that code very easily also. So these are some of the uses of using functions, and from now onwards we'll be using functions in our code. Thank you.